Okay, sorry about that, people. My stomach has decided, strongly suggested that I empty it before I start streaming. But we are here. I'm great, little bass guy. Welcome in. How you been? Okay, get situated, and then we're gonna start. All right, almost in. Okay, we're in. See what we got here. Morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is A. Sorry for the delay. As I said, had to use the bathroom. Still not done setting up. Gotta move my camera, but then we'll be ready real soon. Hope you had a great weekend. As I said, I don't know if that message is in the chat still, but I typed it since it became apparent that I was going to have to go to the bathroom. But I had a Shadow Heart stream planned for this weekend. I had to cancel it because I had to paint. I agreed a long time ago to help someone paint, and they chose this past Saturday. It was my mom. I went over my mom's, and I painted without break for about 9 hours. Okay, I'm still very sore. I may have to do a light workout today. My quads are screaming, and so my arms are, my biceps are kind of, I don't know. I guess from holding my arm up and down and whatever. I don't know, but I'm sore. I'll be all right though. Hope y'all are doing better physically than I am. Let's see what we got here. He tried to use Dad Studios morph transfer utility to transfer one of my characters from Genesis 3 to Genesis 9, and it worked almost perfectly, except it crushed her hand, and I'm not good enough with Blender, at least not good enough at sculpting hands to fix it. Very frustrating. Oh, that you might act, well, I don't know if you tried this. I'm going to throw out a suggestion. I'm sure that you've tried a lot of things, but I would like to try to help you out with that. This is what you do. Mask the hand that is not destroyed. Duplicate it. No, don't duplicate it. Mask it, mirror the other hand to the other side, and and then reattach it that way. If you can't get that to work, send me a file and I'll try to do that for you. That should be a really easy fix. It destroyed both hands. Okay. Okay. Well, hmm. Well, hands aren't too bad to create for me, but I mean, obviously, honestly, I would offer to help you out, but I have a lot of okay, I'll take a look at it. I got a lot of unfinished projects myself, but yeah, it depends. If I need to see it first, I might be able to fix that for you, but we got to make sure that we can get the hands exactly how they were before. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, where do we leave off? We are coloring, we're texturing. We're finally texturing, everybody. All right. We had some trouble last week. I have to redo the clothes because I baked it wrong and I didn't save anything. All right. Oh no, I didn't save the high poly to rebake it. I deleted the high poly thinking it was good, forgetting how it's supposed to look. And then on top of that, in midstream, I lost all my textures. I know why I did it though. I know why it happened. It's because I clicked shade smooth during the stream. That messed it up, okay? Do not worry about this. You won't be seeing this because you've seen it before, but as you can see, we got it looking a little bit better. The buckles. Now we're gonna do this separately next time I have to do things like this. I know I say that every stream, repeat it, but what I am doing is I was able to revert the save, not revert the save, but I had a backup copy. Okay, right before I started baking, um, and I have to redo the pants, the shirt, and this thing. I've already gotten the hard part out of the way for this, and there are some weirdness, but I'm just gonna have to let it go. And once I'm done with the front, it's done. I did this first instead of the pants and the shirt, and we'll we'll go on ahead and do that off stream. Okay, that'll be my week. That'll be my my off stream projects, just so we can get caught up. But for the purpose of this stream, we will be picking up right where we left off. Okay, not a big deal. I can still use Genesis 3 version. Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, I think you tried to link. Was that a link that you tried to send? Let me just give me 1 second. I will whisper you so that way you can send it directly to me. Give me 1 second. Hang on. Okay. I can't do that through Moobot, which is like my main method of moderating my channel and whatnot. Oh, okay, no problem. Oh yeah, it works. It works just fine. Excellent. Excellent day. Oh wait, hold on. This would be better if I have Discord up already, so I don't have to log in. I created a problem for myself. I have offline password managers, and I did not transfer Discord. So, but Discord automatically logs in, so I'm gonna have to eventually put that on my password manager. That's just another problem for another day. We got a lot of things on our plate, you know. That's okay. It keeps me busy. All right, here we go. Yes, the app is open. Discord. Normally, I don't have to confirm that. Oopsie. And that's Clip Studio. We won't be using that today, but I would like to return some of those projects. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, well, you could save the palm and the fingertips. Oh, yeah, I see. This is exactly the problem that I had with Garment Tool, um, and transferring the high poly onto low poly. That might be what's happening here. I don't know. But it's the same exact problem. I don't know what causes this yet, but this is what I'm fixing on my clothes currently. Okay, again, because yeah. Well, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah. Well, you could inflate that again, but it would take some work. The knuckles I do are a little bit more pronounced, so it probably wouldn't be the same anyway. All right. Let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and X that. It's weird because the rest of the model came out perfect, just the hands are messed up. Yeah, yeah. That kind of weirdness is very familiar to me. I just don't know why it happens yet. It must be a coding issue. Something that that was changed between Genesis 3 and 9. Because I did this particular thing in uh garment tool. No, I extruded this mesh from a garment tool mesh, and that's like the closest thing to exporting that I'll be getting in this project. And something must have changed at some point. I don't know. But yeah, I can show you right now. I think, in fact, like this right here, and in the inside of this strap is actually very close to what you're dealing with your hand. It's the same thing. So I'm gonna do all my clothes manually for after this mesh going forward. Yeah, I know, but I think what my point was is that there is some kind of change in the coding that is causing this to not transfer properly. For me, it's just baking a high poly onto a low poly. It's just a third party tool was involved. I think there must have been a big change in the code at some point that would cause the same thing. It might not be the same, but it's probably similar because I can show like look at it. It's like the same thing as your fingers. So yeah, in the front too. The orange is supposed to be on the inside. But enough about that. I am going to return to the project that we the part of the project that we left off on. Let's see, body. Yeah, we're gonna need some undies. Okay. I don't think we need this for the time being, so I'm gonna yeah, this area was black. It's supposed to be this color. This is the color that the outfits are supposed to be. Mist mask vertex mapping. Yeah. Um I thought about that too. And I did look at my my topology, and it could be that it's just not complex enough for what I'm trying to do. That is another likely candidate. Matter of fact, I think I settled on that now that I remember. I don't think I was like, you know what? I think I just didn't put enough faces in the topology for the transfer. It could just be that too. I'm sure vertex mapping factors in that somewhere. I don't know. That's just my best guess. As I'm learning as I go. I don't know everything about Blender. I'm not even an expert at it. There's still a lot that I don't know, but I can see that that problem is the same thing that I'm having. And I know how I got to it. At least I have a best guess. I already mentioned it. Okay, as soon as we what's going on here? Oh yeah, I guess it's rendering. Okay, this is where we're at. All right. Now I know I can get rid of this. I think this is a step that I haven't reached yet, and I fixed this in a previous mesh here. Let's see. This is the render so far. We are working on the color zones. Okay. What I am doing is we're adding like a kind of like a pale purple for where hair would grow, kind of a yellowish color for bony landmarks and fat, and of course red for lots of reddish areas. Okay, where there'd be a lot of blood. Now, for more a fair skinned character, there would be more yellow up here. I'm guessing, according to a lot of people who have done this. I'm just following that color zones and whatnot. But I've never done it for a dark skinned person, so I'm learning it as I go. I think this turned out pretty well though. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh, and I gotta add the subsurface scattering. I forgot to do that. As a matter of fact, I can do that right now. All right. I added it at first, but then it wasn't baked right, so I forgot to do that. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we're gonna need to go back into this after all. Now, from what I remember, okay, that's the same. Strength 1.9. Okay, it could be I did it and I just don't remember. I don't know. There's been so much besides painting, and I'm having issues with Dune. Now I got items disappearing. I probably won't be streaming that um again, at least not in the near future. Maybe we'll return to it, but I think that stream is canceled. And I didn't even finish the thumbnail. I didn't upload any of those videos. I have them on my computer, but I'm not sure if I want to now. I don't know. So we might just go back to our franchise playthroughs and the survival games that actually work and don't have any bugs that erase progress or anything like that. I just started Dying Light 2. It was one of the games I got during the Steam Summer Sale. Yeah, I gotta finish that. That's the one where Rosario Dawson in it. All right, let's see where we're at here. Material properties is what I'm looking for. It's right down here, of course. All right, so we're going to go surface and then subsurface. It's already lowered, so that I must have done it and just don't remember. There's so much stuff I got to keep track of. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, I like zombie games. I was thinking about playing some Resident Evil again. returning to that. That's gonna be at some point in the future, I guess. Not right now. All right, subsurface 0.020. Okay, I already did it then. So I did this right before I baked. Okay. I thought I had to do it after I baked, but apparently I did this before I baked. So I think we're good. It might be why we're getting a little bit. See, I put red in this area because it feels like when light hits it, it's actually absorbing in the skin, and this will be the most likely area where light would hit. So far, I don't really like it as much as I like the first one, but I haven't played much into it, so I'm giving it a chance. With very few exceptions, the voice acting is horrible. Yeah, I agree. I think the first one is better. You know, just the mechanics, the game mechanics of your weapons, upgrading your weapons. I didn't really like the way they did the firearms and just the weapons in general and the skills. I like it better in the first one. But I was willing to also give it a chance. It's just we kind of me and 99 we kind of petered out on it. All right. All right, so we don't have to add the subsurface scattering after all. Let's go into texture paint because that's where we left off at. And I got to make sure that all the zones are right where they need to be. Actually, you know what? The zones are fine. I think I just need to blend some of this. You can kind of see clearly where there's like clear lines here, and I kind of want to blend that in. But all in all, I'm pretty satisfied with the face. I'm not gonna worry about the back of the head because this guy actually has hair. He's not bald, and that'll be the last thing we do after this. Okay, and then it's on to rigging. I'm having a bit of issue with the face, but as soon as I figure out how to do the face, it's done. I can do the rest of the body just fine. I can move the fingers, the arms, the legs, everything. It's just some of the things don't work correctly with the face. And one of the things that I want to achieve with this webcomic project that I'm doing, this is what this for. This is a character in my webcomic. I'm doing them by order of appearance. And this is the third one. As soon as I get to 6, I can start doing pages. So expect that in the future for future art streams. I think that yeah, I wanted to have my characters be expressive, okay? I don't want them being plain faced. I can forgive it in other people's works. It's a huge undertaking, and I'm probably going a little bit too far in preparation for the art, but I put a lot of effort in the story, okay? I think and I want to make sure that I can just do everything quickly. Now I don't really need this much reference to draw because I've been drawing a very long time, but this will help it go faster. It's a lot of setup. And, that's one of the things. I don't have to worry about perspective or lighting. Just I could just do it without even thinking. And I pretty much know already how things are going to be planned out. I storyboarded it in my head, sort of, while I was. You know what? Let me take it off of this, so that way I can get real time updates on what I'm doing. If I try to do it while it's rendered, it's not going to update until I save the image, which is over here. Now, what is going on with how come the image isn't saved though? Yeah, the color map is what I'm looking at. Texture. Oh, no wonder it's not on the color map. Hope I didn't just draw on the. Okay, you know what? Let me re. Okay, no, I think it was drawing on the color map because the image now is. But just in case, let me revert. Okay, I don't know if you can actually draw on that on the normal map, but I want to make sure. Let's go back because we didn't really do anything. Do this and then do that again. Oh, that's the boots. Sorry, body. Bring it back, and then we're going to select see, object. Object. Click on the object, please. Okay, there we go. I don't know why I was looking at the normal map. I truly don't know why. Oh, I just realized what I was looking at. What the? No, please. No. Ah, why was it zoomed in right there? What happened? It wasn't zoomed in right there before, was it? Anyways, um, we're not gonna do color zones in those areas. There's no need for that. It's not that kind of comic, okay? But just in the general visible areas, all right? Just enough to where if I do make a change and like, oh, maybe this guy gets, I don't know, there's like a brief chest showing, then I can, get the colors right there. Even though I don't think I would need a reference for that, but my main focus is the hands and the face, pretty much. We doing what happened just now? Why is it? Oh, I see. Somehow the whole window got moved. I don't know why. We're having so many issues right now. Here we are. All right, we got to get focused. We got to get locked in. We're locked in now. Now, this is where we were. I want to blur the colors. We're in the proper thing. Okay. There's no Twitch stream without issues. Yeah, apparently. Yes. So at some point, the problem was with the stream on last Tuesday was at some point during the stream, and I remember when I did it, I hit shave smooth because the polygons were showing. As you can see, they're not showing now, and I don't know why they were showing in the first place. This is how it looks. This is the low. This is how it actually looks. Okay, but when you render it, it's got the high poly on. Okay, so we have all the mesh, the faces of the low poly, but with the high poly details. It's this is a game ready method that I'm following, but we're not there yet as far as being able to make a game. I will tackle that someday though. I have an idea, and by the time I get to that, I'll be able to hopefully be able to animate well enough to start that. That's definitely an interest that I want to have in the future. Now I made this line a little bit too. It's like a hard line of purple. I want to kind of blend it in. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't have the correct purple color though, so I'm just blending in the yellow for the time being, and I think I can just do the purple over this part right here. That's typically a good way to blend colors if you don't want to just smudge it. Just blend one color into the other over and over until you get a nice blend. And the seams are showing, but they won't show when we're done. If I remember correctly, there was a way to remove that, but I'm not there yet. This is a part that I've done off stream for my last two sculpts for one reason or another. The first time was the highest that I well yeah the first time was the highest that I took, and then I was going to actually finish my second one upon return, but I had some problems. Not unlike the problems I had here, where it was in a different way, but I had to rebake my second sculpt also. I used too few polygons and it affected the textures enough to where I was like, okay, I gotta retopologize my mesh. Like, that's how bad it was. There were like polygons showing in the texture. Kind of like it looked a lot like this, but this is from the seams. You can erase this. But it was like this, but it was very polygonal. It was very noticeable. I was like, well, I don't want to leave it like that because I want to know the exact like kind of like a ballpark estimate of how many faces I need to put in when I retopologize, so that way things will come out right. And I was being a little bit too frugal with the polygons. Since you have to bake a high poly into the low poly anyway, I would just say just use as many as you need to get a good low poly, okay? And then when you bake the high poly onto the low poly, you should reduce it further. I think you can decimate from there, but you probably won't need to do that. At least not until you're working on a game or something, right? we're still below the industry, like way below the industry standard. I think you could probably put this in the, well, not counting the lighting. Okay, there's no real lighting here, but with the right lighting, I think you can make this look decent in a video game. It looks pretty realistic enough. I don't know, but if you look at a mesh that is from a video game without any lighting, they look really like a lot like very simple. Very very simple. I'm on my phone, but it looks pretty good on yours. Yeah, I think. Thank you. I think for I'm very very satisfied with the progress that I've made so far. My first sculpts I was doing in 2 weeks, and this only took so long because I was streaming every portion of it. We're not going to be doing that anymore. Okay, I only wanted to do that once, and it was supposed to be for my first sculpt, but because of the hiatus, I didn't get to finish it on stream. So I was like, okay, I want to do it at least once still, and I don't know. I just stuck to it, and here we are. All right. I don't know why that was so. I just want to be able to be like, yes, here, okay, these are the references I use. This is how I did it, and just have it on file, okay? Because this is what I'm going to be using as a reference as my own 3D sculpts. I'm just going to make my own references. I don't want to use Google Images as the main source of reference. Why is it like this? What is with the lines here? What is this? It's not supposed to look like that. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't know what was going on there, but did you see those lines that were crisscrossing? I don't know why that was there. Every time there's something that I've never encountered before happening. No problem, little base guy. All right. Now my colors. Here they are. What I want to do now is I want to get this purple back. Um, I don't even remember the color I used, so I'm just gonna lowball it and probably just, yeah, it's about there. Okay. I don't know about the saturation though. We don't want to go too dark. Yeah, about right there, actually, right there. And then the strength, that's coming down to about well, lower than that, I would say. I don't remember the strength, to be honest. I would have to look in the VOD. That would be the only way to get it back, but I'm not really gonna worry about it. I think I could just blend it and hope that I don't mess it up. If I do mess it up, I still have a revert. I don't think I'll mess it up though. Kind of just want to add a little bit more, just so it's not like a just a hard line there. That's not really. I mean, well, sometimes I guess you could get that, but at a distance it look like a hard line, but it's really not. Let's go to the side that's kind of lit already. It doesn't look too bad. I just wanted to see if I had the symmetry on just to make sure. Otherwise, we would be doing a lot more work. I'm just glad that we got the pores transferred over and all the details. Now it looks weird because he doesn't have. I mean, I think with a bald character, you would of course do the color zones, over everything. But I think once the hair comes in, that'll kind of break up the hard contrast between the skin and the color zones. I think his sideburns are going to come out right here, and there's red here. It should come up about right there. I'm still trying to get strike a nice balance between the colors. I think it was a little more of a hard transition in my last sculpts as well, and that's something I took note of. So that's why I'm doing this now. I'm sure we'll get there. I probably have to use much more faded colors. I think the red is perfect, but I might have gone overboard with the yellow. That's okay though. We'll get there. And of course, I could easily just do it again. I mean, I have the base color for the skin. No, I don't. All right. So we're gonna have to be. I could do this again easily. I've already done it again because I hit shade smooth. That completely wipes the texture. Don't ever do that, by the way. Once you bake it, don't change anything. Just color it and go on. Okay. I'm just a little word of advice for anybody out there that is actually using this as a way to figure, at least to see what I'm doing, see how I did it. You can see just about every step. Actually, no, you can see every step. Okay, the steps that I did for the body, you can repeat for the clothing too. I think the clothing is the only thing that I didn't show twice. Hey, studio, welcome in. Good morning. How you been? I saw you released your game. Congrats. That's your third game, right? Fourth game? The game jam, yeah. The hand wash only. I got that text. I was looking at it. I was looking at it through the itch.io. See, this is what I see. The yellow, I think the yellow and purple is making this a little bit more. You know what I think? Probably I gotta mute this some more because this is a little too saturated. It comes straight to my email studio. Hey, welcome back, little base guy. Ham sandwich sounds good. I had a sausage and I had an Italian sausage and egg sandwich. I cooked that this morning. I had to take care of some things this morning. That's why I started a little bit late, but do have the time to make some progress on this. All right, so that line is a little bit less apparent. I think I'm going to desaturate this some more. How about them apples, huh? And we're going to take it down to 14. Yes, that was actually the same. No, no, no. It was yeah. I had to use the bathroom and then I took a shower. That was my delayed stream start. But I wanted to start at 7. As soon as I got in the door, I was like, okay, let me just cook and then eat. And then right after I ate, I was like, my stomach was like, you know what you should do right now before you start streaming? You should empty me before you start. Okay. And then I said, okay. Okay, stomach. Okay. I'll do it. And thus it was done. I think we're going to. I'm trying to get the right balance here. I had the right colors and I thought it would save. It saved the red move. For some reason, it's not saved. It didn't save any of the other colors, and I'm a little disappointed. We have this little salmon color for our red here. I think that turned out really well for the skin. I'm okay with that. It's just the yellow might be just a little. You know what I think I could do is take the red and blend it into the yellow a little bit more. One of those polite suggestions that's not really a suggestion. Yeah, it's more like get grabbed behind the elbow, and you can't get out of it. Hey, 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 come with me. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I'm going. So I went. It wasn't like an emergency, but I definitely did not want to hold it. Okay. Why are we talking about this? Anyways, I brought it up. Anyways, it's done. It's taken care of, but we got it. All right. Just I want to make sure I don't want this hard transition between the colors. I want to try to blend them as best as I can. I think maybe I can try to get into a little bit of the yellow area here. There's still like a, and this happened before too. I may have to just go over the purple, or better yet, maybe I could just blend it. I wish there was an erase. There's no erase though. We're working strictly with color. Thankfully, I had considered um doing my comic book art that way, so I have some techniques that I can use to fix this. And not fix, but just adjust it to more aligned to what I want. Okay. At the very least, I'll easily be able to see the color zones when I do reference this, and then I can just fix it even more on the page. But I want to make sure that these sculpts that I'm doing for reference will be serviceable for other projects too. As soon as I am as soon as I get my study sculpt, which I'm learning a lot from, by the way, ready and rigged, I'm going to use that to start practicing animation. And once animation is done, I'm gonna start learning some game game dev myself. so we can do some game dev streams in the future. That'd be really fun to do. Got some ideas. Got some ideas. Just, I think I can make them work too. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Yeah, I think I can do it. That's my dinero. I'm sorry. I don't know. I can't really see. You know, I I think I can do it. So I want to make sure these look great, okay? Because eventually these will be the final product. These sculpts, well, better than this. Though I think they won't be as realistic. I'll probably go a little bit more stylistic when the game comes. When it, when I'm thinking about the game style. I want to try other styles too. I might even try to develop my own anime style. Well, not my own, but at least a more personalized. I haven't drawn anime since 1998. That'd be a nice thing to tackle. Just try to do an anime style sometime. I don't know what I'm going to use it for because I'm not going to really make a manga or anything or an anime. But just a practice. Just a fun little project. Just try to make something anime. Yeah, a a little bit. I don't know why I make him a robot. That's not that's I don't know what it is, okay? I'm highly amused by impressions, okay? Sometimes I try to do them. I'm not an impressionist though. Next thing you know, you'll have the next hit show. It sucks the Cartoon Network doesn't exist anymore because I feel like that's the exact type of place you would want to be. Well, I think Adult Swim has an app. I don't even know if there are any more Adult Swim shows, but one day I was like, whatever happened to that show? And I seen, or that show. Um, and I think this was during the pandemic. I downloaded the Adult Swim app, and they had all the shows that were on there during the mid 2000s. I was actually able to catch up on them. All right, I think that's actually blending somewhat well. It's the purple around the eyes is a little more saturated. You know what I could do? Hold on, let me go to because I got some light set up. Okay, yeah, they're already on. Okay, so I can light both sides. That way we can see what's going on here. As you can see, it doesn't stand out very much when it's rendered. That's still I can still see that there's like a clear divide between the yellow and the purple. That's what I'm trying to blend. Okay, and I think because I didn't save this image. Let me see. I believe it's all migrated to HBO Max and or Hulu. Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe that's yeah, Hulu. Yeah, they had no, Archer's FX. What am I talking about? They had they did have some shows on Hulu. Yeah. It's been so long since I used those apps. I canceled all those subscriptions. I don't really watch them like that. Okay, let's see if there's an update here. All right, yeah, there is an update. But I want to blend this purple line out. It's just kind of moving down a little bit. I think it's just the purple and the yellow coming together and somehow making it more saturated. So as long as it's not, he's not. As long as he's not painted like a clown, I'll be okay. I'll be just fine. That's what we're trying to do. We're gonna try to blend the colors together to make it a little bit more natural. And I think I'm gonna try to focus on just the purple and get that line out of there. But it's coming along. It's coming along. I'm very excited for the next character. You'll see bits and pieces of that as you continue to watch the channel, but it won't be start to finish, document of every process. It'll just be a little snippet so I can work on other things on stream too. I want to keep my 2D skills sharp. I got to do some emotes, and I want to do some test pages too at some point. So that's just some things I'm looking at. Next week, my work schedule will change, but it shouldn't affect streaming too much. Just yeah, it should really it really shouldn't it really shouldn't affect my streaming. So I think it will be everything will be fine. At least not until next summer. I'll have to work mornings next summer, so my streams will probably be in the evening next summer. But that's not for a year, so whatever. I don't know where I'll be at next year. Hopefully, we'll be crafting some pretty decent art projects going. Crafting them and having them go somewhere. I don't know. Move around. We'll see. Moving pictures, perhaps. Hmm. I just want to keep this saved because now that we're working with color, it ain't really, once we get out of the technical stuff, it gets easier because I'm used to doing this. So, um, it won't be, shouldn't be too many more mistakes moving forward unless it's, unless it's something like, on the node end. This is what I'm accustomed to doing, is just color and drawing and whatnot. So, should be all right here. Should just be nice and easy. Let's see what we got here. Save. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's try to see if we can update the thing. See what's going on. Let's see what's going. Okay, I can see that line is disappearing, which is good. That's exactly what I want. I just want to try to give them a natural complexion, and I think it's working. I don't think we need to add any more purple or yellow. I just want to blend. I want to blend the yellow out some more, and I'll probably blend the red down some more so he doesn't look like he has his face painted. It just looks a little bit more natural. I think we're doing okay. That saturated purple line is going away. It's going to take some time. I don't really have to do it for this long, like on Clip Studio Paint. It just working with colors is without the grayscale, it just should just happen. If you try the if you try the game, let me know, Ace. It's a fun beat 'em up. Oh, okay, yeah, yes, I will. I could even play it on stream. I think I owe you that. I think you requested that at some point. I kind of just forgot about it, but I will do that. I don't mind playing or playtesting things. Unless you don't want me to do it on stream, that's fine. That's fine too. But I can do that. You owe me for what? I think you suggested that I play one of your games on stream, and I was like, yeah, I can do that, and I just never did. I just never did it. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I could do that. One of my full game. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just let me know, and I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm gonna get some retro games in anyway. Speaking of retro, I mean, I know that's like, I mean, I'm kind of getting a better understanding of why there are so many retro games in the indie space. You gotta you don't want to jump in the deep end like I tend to do, like with this. Okay, I wanted to just start. I didn't want to do any donuts. I just wanted to go straight into creating characters. It takes a lot longer, but we're getting there. It works. Okay, it works. And I'm thinking about doing the same thing with a video game. Okay, but um, I do have some ideas that could be considered retro, like an adventure game or a beat 'em up pixel style. But I think I would use my own art as a reference and just put the pixel over it, just so it's not, because I don't really do pixel art like that. Actually, I don't do pixel art at all. I don't wouldn't even know where to begin, but I can definitely figure it out. This game was made in 4 days, so it is as good as it's gonna get. But you can stream hand wash only if you want. Well, if you want me to do a full game, I'll do a full game. Yeah, get rid of that purple line. It's getting out of there. Where are we at? Oh no, it isn't, because that's a placebo effect. We have to do it on here um and then save it. And then we'll see it in that mode. And we're on the dark side. Let's get on the side that we can actually see. We use a tool I just learned about to make 3D assets. It's what Mojang uses to make their particles. Yeah, I'm actually going to work on some Modcraft mods. I am doing a texture mod to start. It's going to be blocks. I got like I got a lot of blocks planned. I'm going to try to work on that on stream too. That would actually be my first game dev was is modding Modcraft. I'm going to start making my own mods here just to kind of ease into it a little bit. It's going to be a replacement mod for rock hounding for like 1.21 plus. Someone's already working on that, but I'm just learning, and I want to have my own mod. I might, if I don't add what I make to Judicious's mod pack, then I'll probably just end up making my own mod pack, or at least like a really small mod pack that you can add into another mod pack. Okay. Check out the tool. Check out the tool. It's built. It has a built-in texture and UV mapping and animator. Groovy. Let's go ahead and just get that right over there right now. Yeah, yeah. This could be something that could prove useful. Yes, yes. I like the look of it already. And Minecraft too. Yes. I don't know anything about. I don't know if I want to do a survival game. I like survival games, so why not do a survival game? But I wouldn't know like what kind of survival game. It's kind of if I do a survival game, we probably wouldn't play it because it'll be like the one idea that popped in my head one day was like a survival game, but it's like horror. It's horror. Problems with that though. I don't know the first thing about horror. Besides playing it, I don't know. Like I can't break it down structurally and say, okay, this is the techniques they're using in horror. Okay, and again, I don't really have a fully fleshed out idea like I do for an adventure game or even an RPG or a beat 'em up. Those ideas I can actually just pursue right now if I wanted to and just start. All I would really have to do is just write a story or something, and the rest of it I think I can figure it out. But a survival game, I don't really have anything for that. So, and a voice to text spelled that completely wrong. Yes, I wouldn't worry about that. It worked for Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. Oh, jump scares. Well, that's the thing. I don't want to just do that because everyone does that. I think I can figure it out. I think I can actually study horror as a genre and apply it to my works. If I really just sit down and study it, I think I can do it. But I just don't have any ideas for it right now. There's one thing, but it's not a fully formed thought yet. I've been really uh, pondering about other game ideas lately, so I haven't really given much thought to that particular thing, a horror game. But I do like horror games, and it's not off the table, so maybe. Yeah, this is like it's a little too hard. I got to get that yellow back in there. Well, no, this is pretty much where it's supposed to be. So I should probably take the red, which I already have primed and ready, and blend that down into the yellow. And that's only because we're looking at it in this thing. Like I said, if we get into the render, wait a minute, let's go back so I can save the image. Gotta save the for some. I thought you could just update it in real time, but maybe that's different now because there were some updates. During the course of this particular project, there were some Blender updates, which lets me know that I am moving way too slow. I can get one of these done in a couple of weeks. All right, if I really focus on it, I have no doubts about that. Yeah, I want to blend the red down in here a little bit, just a little bit. And there's a little bit, but it's not super noticeable. This is like I said, this is just for a reference, and I can always tweak it further. It's not going to be something that I'm going to follow exactly, unless I'm doing a study, which is what my study sculpt is for. Um, just to get it. I think I already have a pretty good idea of how my art is going to look, so I'm not really worried about it. Really, I'm just refining this portion of the process, and that's just for future proofing it. For projects. But I do like Five Nights at Freddy's. It was pretty interesting game. You know, until you know once they started milking it, it was like okay. I mean, I get it. It's the hottest thing right now. You know, why not strike when the iron is hot? And boy, did they strike. But I think the first four, I like the first four games. I kind of stopped really paying attention after that. Although I think I did see, I saw a little bit of the Pizza Simulator and the Sister Location, and I know they got the book and the movie, but you know, the same year the first game came out is when I started writing my story. Fun fact: it struck the iron so much it's smothered the fire. Yeah. Oh man, that iron is cold now. You can't strike it and you got to reheat it. You got to reheat it now. And then of course all the fan games and things like that. But you know that's par for the course. I'm not mad at it. You have something popular enough, you're gonna see people who are inspired by it. I think that's a good thing, to be honest. I'd be lucky to have that. Like, oh man, that's a pretty cool thing. You know, I want to try something like that. I'd actually be excited to see something like that. Like, yeah, sure. Let's see what you got. I don't know, like, you know, I'm not. That's not something that I'm thinking about. I just want to do the best that I can for my projects. But um, it would be interesting to see that. I think. Yeah, I got to get some red in there. It just looks. It's very prominent in that mode, but in this mode, not so much. Well, I mean, sort of, but yeah, I think I might have just used too much yellow. I can bring it back. It's not even back really. I can adjust it to where it's not really. I don't know how to do these in layers. If I had, because you know, Clip Studio would be really easy to do with just lowering the opacity of the layer. I don't know if I can do that here in Blender. But if there was a way to put this on a layer and then just adjust the layer, I would do that right now. I would probably take about 10% opacity away from the yellow. But I'll just have to remember next time to not use so much yellow because it really stands out on this type of skin here. I only did it that way because it seems like that's the correct yellow to use. I mean, it could just be a blending issue. Not really sure, but we're gonna work through it. I think what I could do is get, yeah, a much lower opacity for the red and then just go over the yellow a little bit, try to reduce some of that yellowness. And not even the whole thing, just kind of just work it in gradually right there and then kind of just stop and then just blend it. And it only looks weird because I'm doing the face, to be honest, and nothing else. I got some red down here and I got some yellow in the collarbone because it's a bony landmark, so you definitely want to put yellow there. That needs to be blended though. But oh no, I think this turned out pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm just adjusting it. I don't think there's anything that we have to kind of redo or anything. Just trying to get a nice blend here because that's still something that, at least for this project, I'm trying to do better at. All right, let's try it now. Let's see, that was at 14. Let's try half. And that is not the correct thing there. It there. See if we can try to get some kind of blend. That might have been a little too high. Let me. I gotta go back twice. One, two. Okay. Try to get it down in there. Just so it's not so jarring. It looks jarring to me. I don't know. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah. Try to bring this down a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, it was funny. I had the perfect yellow on stream, and then I hit shade smooth and it disappeared. I was like, this is the redo, okay? And the redo is not as good as the first time I had it. I had it perfect. I was like, that's good. I wasn't even gonna put any more yellow. Like that's how good it was. But that's okay. That's all right. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Let me try smear. Just gonna try to blend some neat. Oh, that smear is a little bit strong. Look at that. Look at that's definitely doing it. Let's not do that. Let's just try blur, okay? Blur. I just want to kind of blur it. I just want to get to the face, get the face to a point where I can just be like, all right, I think this is good, and then just leave it, and I can do the rest of the body. What I'm gonna do is I'm probably just gonna add for the muscles. It'll probably be mostly red, and I think maybe we can highlight them. See how the shadow is? You probably just add that, add color there too, just so it's always has values to it. I'm not really sure. Like the body is kind of it's kind of new territory for me. I can do that. I've only done the faces, but not really body, like not really the entire body until I started doing modeling. So I'm still trying to get the color zones for an entire body down. I did deliver my first bot commission for another streamer, so really nervous for nothing to go wrong there. Oh, that's great. Congrats. If it works now, I think if there are any patches, that's pretty much the only thing that you'd have to worry about, right? Is patching it and hoping that the patches take correctly. Blur. It almost kind of. I feel like I'm seeing blotches in the yellow. It could have been I kind of didn't either. I didn't color every portion of it, or I was kind of feathering the left mouse click button a little too much there. Going to attempt. What I really want to do is reduce the yellow. It's just the only problem with that is uh, the best way to do that. Oh, you know what? You know what I could do? Let's see. This is a super simple thing to fix actually. We reverse the color, click on that, and just hit the eye drop. There, that's the base color. I did not color the back of the head, and I could just go over it again in shades until the color is reduced. Now we're thinking with portals, okay? This is the best way to reduce it is just to add some of the base color back in. I'm only gonna do this part. I think let's see here. I think this should be good. And just like I said, we're gonna have to do definitely do less than 14 next time. If I even did 14 for the yellow, I'm not really sure. It was either 21 or 14. I think it was 21. I'm talking about the strength, but I'm gonna do 14 or less for the yellow. Can I have a block bench ace stream? Huh? A block bench? What is that? What's going on here? Oh, you mean is that a game? Block bench? What is? Can I look that up just right now? What is a block bench? Oh, oh, okay. To create 3D assets for Minecraft. I mean, yeah, I am gonna try to do. I'll use whatever I can to use to try to make my mods work. Yeah. Do I need that for texturing? Because if so, yeah, I'll try it. That's the link I sent earlier. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so it is. Why did I look at that? I looked directly at the pictures. I'm sorry. Pictures pretty, okay? Oh, I got a phone call. Hang on a second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's see. Yeah, picture's pretty, so that's what I looked at. Yeah. What would go? And you know what I'm gonna call it, right? I'm just gonna call it Ballervania. That's gonna be the name. That's the tentative name for my mod pack. I just don't know. Well, besides blocks, being able to build, you know, stuff, at least give you more options to build with. I'm not really sure what I would add in it. Most likely armor. I like armor mods. Mods that allow you to craft stuff more. But I have to look at the mod scene as a whole and add things that aren't added already. I don't want to make it redundant, but if there's a way I can do and they already have create and everything, so I have to really rack my brain and see what I can bring to the table with my mod pack. But yeah, yeah, I can do block bench. Just gotta figure it out. Looks like Blender though. Very reminiscent of Blender. I'll look into it. But I am cataloging even if I can show you right now, the notes that I'm putting together. Actually, that's not it. That's also not it. Let's see. That's some writing notes that I use for. Oh, here we go. These are the planned blocks that I have so far for it. And I have hang on, give me a second. I have references for each block up into I don't actually remember, but I can show you right now. Let me see. Let's see gifts, guys. It would be games ref Minecraft. Yes, this. That's the polished. Here's some stock photos that I gathered for. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 24, 30 of these so far. I have 128 blocks planned. I am at 30. So Smoky Quartz was the last one. Polished and raw versions, okay, of all of these. That's going to be the beginning. I'm going to update this list too. I don't think I'm going to stop at 128. But it's basically meant to be a modern version of rock hounding. And of course you're gonna be able to build some stuff that rock hounding offered that is no longer in any mod pack and things like that. So that's the plan. That's the tentative plan so far. and I can do the textures in that in Blockbench if they allow me to do that. I was just going to use Photoshop and then try to put them in the game, but if Blockbench makes it easy, cool. And you know what? I could use that to make unique blocks. It doesn't have to be in a block shape, you know? I could just probably use it for that. Who knows? Maybe blocks, maybe biomes, maybe enemies. I just don't have anything planned yet. It's just right now, it's just blocks. I don't really see anything happening. It could be that this is too low. Let's try 21 or 22. That's fine too. I'm just trying to reduce the yellow a little bit. I gotta make sure I get all of the yellow. And you know what? I don't want to reduce it all the way. I think I could probably, at least to the cheekbone, maybe keep some of that color a little bit. At least make it to a point where that's the most saturated part of the color zones here. So that's what I'm working on right now. Okay. Okay, let me see. You know what? Let me just increase the radius a little bit so we can work a little bit. I'm still not really seeing anything. I can't immediately tell what's going on right now. And I don't know why. You know what? Maybe we should try to do 51. How about that? It's 51 work. Maybe we put that much yellow. We just can't really see it. I don't know. Blending is hard, okay? I've taken to doing grayscale. When I first started learning digital art in grayscale, but I didn't really like it at first. I couldn't get the values down the way I wanted them. So I went just straight from lines to color, but then I revisited grayscale and I got a good process going now that's now my preferred coloring method again. So I won't have to do this when I'm actually doing the pages and whatnot. This won't be a problem really. It'll all be planned out in advance, and I can just paint over whatever I did if I want to add something. Okay, I think it's starting to fade finally. This is this little thing here. It's a little bit more faded, which is fine. I got to get the red blended in there too. At this point, we could just keep painting over until we, get the desired effect. We don't really have to. I can't erase anything because that's how I set it up. I set it up so that way I could just paint my way out of my mistakes or sculpt my way out of my mistakes. I can't do any undo steps. I can't do that many undo steps. It's like 10 max. So if I can't get it in 10, then I've got to just do it again. Just to help me along with improving a little bit more so I don't just undo things like that. Undo mistakes. We can just try to work out of it somehow, like the old days. It's either you start over or you just fix it. Uh-oh. I can see that clearly. We don't want to use 51 strength for that color. Let's go down to 14, okay? Not for that color. We don't want to add it to the point where it's because it's starting to look like he's starting to get sunburned there. I can see it. I don't know if you can notice that, but I certainly can. It's very subtle. I don't want to be just have a red mark right there, like somebody hit him in the head with something. It's got a little red mark there. It's like ah. He's like ah. I don't know why that happened, but that's just a scenario. Okay, don't worry about it. We're gonna fix it. Just trying to get like just dull that transition a little bit more. It could be it's just not. It's just not enough strength. I have to like stroke there, put like a lot of color, like strokes of color there, more and more until. See, now I'm starting to see. Wow, that is so subtle. It's like it's almost invisible, but I can kind of see what I did. Yeah, it shouldn't really look jaundiced, jaundiced like that. That's only because of the mat. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, no. I'm sure once we get the hair on, it'll look fine. Yeah, that's fine. I just want to blend this a little bit more. I think this is fine. I just want to blend this part. Let me just get on up in there. Okay. Oop. Oh, just kind of want to just blend that out a little bit. Let's go ahead and save it. I think we can work with this. Just so that there's no line there. You know what I should do? I should use the purple to plan out where the hair is going to be. That will probably make it look better. Just so, it looks, I don't know, it just doesn't look like he's, got cancer or something. Or he's undergoing chemotherapy, I mean, or whatever other disorder will allow you to have a super bald head. Just gotta blend. Okay, we got a little bit of lag going on here. I'm just rolling with it. Come on now. Man, I swear it seems like it's not doing anything. I don't want to use any more strength than what I'm using. So just gonna have to go real subtle. And I want to blend that. Yeah, I can see where the yellow stops down here. I'm kind of want to blend that in a little bit more too. One second. Oh, okay. Keep it nice and cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to put. Let's see here. Desktop. Oh, I might actually not need to do that. Okay, there we go. Oh crap! I didn't do a didn't do a side view of that, did I? That's unfortunate. Unfortunate, but that's okay. We got backup references. All right, there we go. All right, so I wonder if I can just eye drop this and get that color. That would be nice. So I'm gonna try to do that right now. Reverse it because I'm gonna do this. I can get this back because we got plenty of base color, untouched base color. Uh, it's probably okay. I guess that's it. Now let's try to see if we can get. I need a smaller radius than that. Yeah, I don't see anything. I need a little bit more. A little bit more. Seems like it's that color might be blending a little bit better than the actual blend brush. There. Okay, hold on. Let's go all the way. Oh, okay, 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 okay. It's a little too much. I just need to see. It's still too much. It's way too much. I'm just gonna keep cutting it in half. That's about the same color. That's what I gotta do. Yeah, one stroke will give me. Okay, let's go. Let's go 150. 159. No, let's go 150. Fine, that's close enough. All right. Now, see, this is things like this. You don't. I think I don't have enough polygons in this area. I'm gonna forgive that because the hair will cover that. But you would generally want to avoid things like that if you're if people are going to be looking at this as the final product. We will adjust that in the future. Yeah, that's actually the same exact color. Good, very good. We picked it correctly. I think I stretched the red up to this point. I just want the hair to cover the area that. Let's do it like this. Can I see that from here? Just barely. It's weird. Yeah, I made them darker, but it's actually I think that's a subsurface scattering at work. I think that's what that is. That's fine though. We can deal with this. Also, I want to do that. All right, where did I leave off? Let's connect that line. The hair is going to go right here, so it doesn't really it's not going to really matter if we don't shade it in evenly. He's going to have actual hair. Okay. Now I think we can go bigger to cover all of this. Yeah, I stopped like right there. I can see it. Okay, let me see. Actually, 300 is probably enough because I got to do two strokes to get to the blur strength that, or not the blur, the color strength. I just want to see how it looks. Okay, it's a little. That's where we were working at, right there at the like near the temple. It's a little red there. And if, like if you were to shave, like if you have hair and you were to shave it, this would be a little bit darker anyway. So I think we can get away with just going a little darker than that. And okay. So now it looks almost as if he shaved his head, but he's gonna have hair. I just gotta get around the ears. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to make sure that I get a lot of or get more polygons around the ear to. I think that's just the seam, but just in case, just try to do a little bit more. Since I'm most likely probably going to do a 3D project for game dev. I want to make sure that I get this right. I just want to see how they perform in animation first before I do that. We don't want people sliding around on the T pose, you know, and having weird artifacts, you know, stretching and things like that. We don't want that to happen. Make sure everything works correctly. I think I'm gonna bring the sideburns down just a little bit, just to kind of cover that red up a little bit. See if I can get this down. Oops. Now we'll have some idea of where to put the hair. Might be a little high, but maybe it was cut that way. That's totally possible, so it's okay. So radius, I can reduce it so I can get a better line up. I can line this guy up a little bit better. Just so my eye can complete the pattern, you know? Can see, yeah. Okay, that I think that's fine. Yeah, that's where the hair is gonna be. That's where the color zones kind of end just beyond that point. We'll know exactly where to place the splines. That's what we'll be using for the hair. Splines. I'm just gonna say it like that. And when I put the splines in, depending on how the hair particles come out, I think I'm gonna just whatever this is gonna get shaded solid black, so that way when the light hits the scalp, you don't see the scalp, you just see the hair. You know, the hair should be thick enough, unless your character is balding, but there shouldn't be any scalp seen anyway. So this is more of a placeholder, but we can go ahead and just wherever we can see scalp at, that's where we're gonna color it solid black. The character after the next will be completely bald though, so I'm probably gonna have to do the color zones all over the head. But that's not going to be for a bit. Character that I got is probably he's got a lot of accessories, but he was very fun to write. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I want to see how that guy turns out. Let me make sure that I get a little bit of overlap here because I'm seeing some scalp, some reddishness right there. I can't wait to get rid of these lines though. It's very annoying seeing those. And they're all shiny. I don't know what's going on there. It could be because of the material that I use. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta save the image so that way we can get an idea of how this is gonna look here. Now that we can see the actual results this time of our progress, it will be exactly the way we want it to be. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really worried about this color. Like I said, this will be shaded solid black. He has black hair, so it's just so that the light does not penetrate into the scalp and it looks like he's got like patches of hair. I don't completely cover the head even with the splines. The scalp still shows through, so I just color that in just so it's not distracting. But yeah, as you can see, the complexion, the color zones, with the hair there, now your eye kind of completes the pattern. You can see it as a whole. The only thing that's missing is the eyes. He looks like Raiden from Mortal Kombat or so. No, what's his name? Garrus from Mortal Kombat. Looks like he's about to throw a sand out or hourglass at you or something like that. We don't want to make him look ghoulish. The more realistic he's gonna look, your eyes will complete. You'll see it as a whole. You'll start to see where the problems is. That's why you want to do a test texture before this point, so you can see the how your sculpt is coming along. Because sometimes you can't see the clear picture. This is what I was trying to. This is why I hit shade smooth. You can kind of see the polygons a little bit there. That should not be showing. I think there are some settings we can do to mitigate that because this did not show in my last sculpt, so I'm not gonna really worry about it. But just do not hit. If you see this, if you happen to be following along with this, don't be discouraged by that. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to fix that after we're done here, and because once you bake it, that's it. That's what you got. That's what I did last time. That's what happened. I hit shade smooth and it completely just got rid of the textures in real time. And I didn't realize that was it. But when I went back and actually watched my VOD, and I was like, oh, that's what I did. That's the only explanation. So just don't do that. Especially after you bake something. That's it. We can't move anything anymore with this. We didn't do the eyes, so the eyes are going to be next. Actually, his teeth are very white too. By the way, he's been brushing them, keeping them nice. All right, let me just color this in. I don't think there's anything more we need to do with the scalp. This is mainly just a placeholder, just so we can see how everything else fits together when you get a full picture. I mean, we could leave it like this. I mean, I don't think people cut their hair like this back in the day. If we just shaded black, hey, that's the hair. No, we can't do that. Need some texture there. The way light hits hair, and we can affect all of that. All right, so we'll get a nice accurate depiction of light hitting hair and be able to translate that on the page. Okay, but you could in theory just color this solid black and just call it a day. I think he would be the only person that would have a hairstyle that I could just color in, but I'm not going to do that. Everyone has, it's this particular scene takes place in 1972, so and people didn't even, I don't even think bald heads were popular back then unless you were like a monk or whatever. But I didn't start really being a thing until the 80s, if I remember correctly. And no, I wasn't. I'm just saying, like in hindsight, okay. I did some research on these things, but I don't think people were wearing bald heads until the 80s, really making it popular. And at the very least, people would have like a short fro. That's what we're gonna go for with this guy, like a short fro, even all around. It's not a fade or anything. I don't think people did that back then, but doesn't really matter because that's the hairstyle I chose. It's gonna be a short fro. regardless if it's accurate to the 1972 time. Okay, just leave it alone. We got it. I don't think there's a. Well, I mean, the only way to make this really more realistic would be to add some asymmetry, which I guess would be like birthmarks and things like that, scar. But I think this is fine. I think this looks all right. I think we already got some asymmetry in there anyway. Yeah, the nasolabial fold does not look like this one. It could be just be lighting. Yeah, it's the lighting. Never mind. But I think we got it. Oh, you know what I could do? I could add some of this darkness to like the bottom of the lip, just a little bit. And since we are rendering, we got two strong lights in the front. We can't see anything in the back. I'm just gonna try to guesstimate where I think his head should stop. It's not super important, but I think the haircut can stop right where the seam is. No, maybe not that low. Maybe like right here. And if we want to really get freaking freaky with it, okay, we can probably put like the two, like the little fangs. They used to call them fangs in the back. The little M. We could put the little M right there if we really wanted to. But I'm just gonna line it out. All right. Don't worry about that. We don't have to make it like go crazy with it. Maybe one day, we could go all crazy and just like really make it super realistic. But the chosen art style for this project is going to be semi-realism. It's not going to be hyper-realism. I'm just making this as realistic as I can, so we know what to exaggerate or accentuate or whatever, you know. But they most likely will look a little bit more cartoonier than this. Okay, so we're not going to make them super hyper-realistic. I don't think I don't think that's super interesting to look at. I mean, I would enjoy it, if I saw a comic book that was super real, like Alex Ross or something like that. But that might not be for everyone. Okay, so we're gonna go as close as we can to that line, and then kind of make it a little bit more. You know what? I think we just completed that line. I still want to blend that. I think we just made it more of a line. That's what it looks like to me anyway. The yellow is muted though. We muted the yellow. That was my main concern. This could be, it could be a clear divide, but eh, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, I can see a little bit better where everything is gonna be. It doesn't really have any facial hair, so this is pretty much. I think the head is good, to be honest. I mean, eventually we'll get better at doing it, but I think this is pretty good. All right. While I have this, let me do something real quick. I didn't do anything to the shoulder, so I'm just gonna go right there. Then I'm gonna mute that collarbone. Oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah, that's another way we can do that. Hold on. This is the actual color. I don't know why it's. This is the color I chose. I thought he was gonna be this dark, but he's not. I think, like I said, I think that's a subsurface scattering. It just kind of makes it a little bit lighter. Now it's more like the complexion of the Old Spice guy. Not Terry Crews. This is the Terry Crews version, but now we're like the other guy. I don't know who that person is. Anyway, do they even still have those commercials? I don't know. I haven't seen years. Strength. Back down, and then we're just gonna kind of just make that a little less prominent. I want to just a tad too strong the yellow, so I'm gonna try to meet it a little bit with the base color. Oh, And uh-oh. No. Yes. Oh my goodness. I thought I screwed up. I thought I screwed up. We didn't screw up. What is that? That's just a saturation. Oh, you used the right color. Okay. I'm glad that went back because I was a little worried. We don't went all black. I don't. I want to try to keep the same colors, or at least a similar, range. It's not always going to be the same as before. I think the more realistic version would be to have all of this lighter because if you're always wearing a shirt, you know, this will be lighter anyway than your face, I think. But we're not going to worry about tan lines and things like that. I don't think that will factor into this character at all, or a lot of my other characters either. There is exactly one beach scene in the entire story, and it's not like a vacation beach. It's like a beach somewhere that's it's not a vacation, okay? It just happens to be a shore, a beachy shore. Oh no, there's two actually. There's actually two scenes. They're not vacations though, okay? That's the point. So they're not there catching rays. They're there catching strays. I'm joking. No, no, maybe I don't know. We'll see. Actually, yeah. Okay, so what color is this? Is this the right color? Nope, that's red, right? Yeah, that's red. I think that's red. Let's not do that. Although we're gonna need red next. This is better. I'm just trying to mute this a little bit. I think that's fine though. Yeah. Need to see a neck. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Let's go for the lighter. Yeah. All right. That's close enough. More beige. Yeah. I remember going for that color. And I want to kind of just put that on the V part of this. Just a tad bit. I'm gonna go to 14 on this. It kind of looks like that when light hits it. It's a little lighter here. So I'm just gonna add that artificially. In 1 minute there will be ads. I'm sorry. And I can't really see because you know why I can't see because we're rendered again. Oh yeah, that's purple as freak. What did I do? It's too late now to go back, isn't it? I added the wrong color. What color is this? Ain't this yellow? Okay, so this is not. Well, I mean that's okay. That's fine. It's fine, I guess. I'm just gonna have to. Yeah, it's getting a little brighter. I'm gonna leave that because I don't think that I didn't notice that until I. Yeah, it's there. It's actually there. I can see it a little bit, but it looks more like he got chopped in his chest in a wrestling match. So I'm gonna. I shouldn't save it. I could try to go back, but I'm not going to worry about it. What I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna keep the yellow. Do we have any like bona fide red air? No, you know what? We'll leave it. I'll just go over it with this, and then do the brown. Because this part I put red in there, so it's really not really a big deal. I'm not really worried about that too much. Um, that's very purple though. I go into this. I would have noticed that sooner if I was already in this mode, but I did not notice it. too late to go back now. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. We have the yellow there. I'm gonna keep that. Take this. I'm using the right color. I hope so. I really hope so. Just gonna try to walk that purple back. I don't know what happened there, but I done goofed. It looks like he's having a bad time. Maybe like it's like looks like kind of infected a little bit. I guess it would be more red, but you know, it's mutating. It's mutating into some kind of freak. His collarbones are mutating. Just trying to reduce that so that way we can go on. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I think we can go a little higher than that. Okay, now I'm starting to see it's getting lighter. I don't think I was using the right color. Just gonna reduce that purple a little bit. We don't even want purple in this part. I want to reduce it all the way. Okay, all the way now. How you want to do it? That's how you want to do it. That's not it. That's not the way. What color am I? What color? This is the color, right? That's not the color. That's not the color. Okay, strength. Not that strength. That's too light still. We're gonna make it. I think we can get away with just doing yellow and red down here. Up here is not so bad because I already have red up there, so just blending this into the red will make that less noticeable. It's just down here. It's a little weird. Like I said, I probably could, at this point, I could probably just leave it like that. That's a little weak. That's kind of a mistake there, but man, I can notice it too in the render. Oh no. No. All right, hold on, wait. That's too far back. Yeah, I'll just try to work out of it. It's okay. That was the whole point, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's a little closer. See, we did 120. I'll just have to do that part again. Still quite noticeable, by the way. It's all right. We'll get it. Okay. I'll try to smudge it out now. Hang on. Okay. Sorry about that. I was just trying to concentrate here on see what the. Okay. Is that how noticeable is this? Still light. Oh, still very light. I can still see it. I don't like that. All right. Let's start over. I'm gonna color over the entire thing and just do the collarbones again. I blew it. It's okay. I just need to find the right strength that I used actually. It doesn't appear to be the same color, even though I'm doing this. Should copy the same strength. It's not doing that though. Now we're just coloring over it. 1,000. It's not gonna update until I save. I don't want to save. I don't want to save. It just looks like he's got an infection there now. We had it right, and then we messed up by using the wrong color. It was right, now it's wrong. Just as long as it doesn't look purple. But we don't also want it to look like that either. I wish there was an erase. There's no erase, nothing. It shows up so well because I already did this area here above the collar with the color zones. That's why you can see. Um, or I could be on the wrong strength and I just gotta find it. It's slightly darker. So maybe if I keep adjusting it until I get the right thing here. So apparently I did not use the same strength. Okay, it's starting to it's at 87. I'm on why is that so hard to color over? Let me just try blending in the brown from the top in right in there. Just don't want it to look swollen and infected. Okay. done goofed. We can fix it though. It's not a big deal. I would have left it if it weren't so purple, but that's look that might show. I don't want that to show. We do better than that. It still looks a little swollen, but we're getting it. We're getting it. And we still have the yellow, right? I think we still have the yellow. So I can go over it with the rest, with the yellow. Kind of like blend the, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring the brown up into the purple. Like that. I'm at 1,000. Can I not get rid of that line? That's so weird. Looks like somebody tattooed a collarbone on him and it got swollen. That's what it looks like. Got infected. Now you got to go to the hospital. What happened? Well, now what you gonna do? You can't be in the story if you got to go in the hospital. Can I smear it? That's somewhat better. Kind of smearing the yellow too, though. Which at this point, that's fine. I mean, I set it up this way just so I can fix it. If I have to do it like this, I can fix it. Set it up this way so I can learn how to fix it. Okay, I think that actually worked. I think we found a solution. As long as it doesn't, it's not too bad in this mode here, which is the material preview. Because then I know it won't show up in the render as much. Yeah, we got it. We got it now. We got it. It's cool now. All right, there we go. I think in this case, smudge really worked out. In this context, we can go over the rest with yellow, and fix it that and fix the rest of it. Touch it up. Yeah, much better. Okay. Still slightly see you can it almost looks red, which is fine. You know, you got blood right underneath the surface, so if light hits it, you could see some tone in there, some red tone, pink tone. And that's what we're trying to go for anyway. And we have subsurface scattering effects happening. So that's good. That's good. The whole thing was to try to figure out how to do it. We got it. All right, now it doesn't look so bad. See how it looks in the. Oh wait, I think I can save it now. I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it looks normal, and we even reduced the yellow too. All right, good job, guys. We did it. All right. Let's see. Good job, yo. All right, we got this secondary color. Now we got secondary color active. And now I can go back to doing what I was trying to do before, which was this, and it's light enough to where we can just go with that. Even though that's 72, I think I want to go less than that. I don't even want to see it really like that. Just very, very subtle, very subtle. Which is what I should have done with the face, to be honest, but we'll be all right. Okay. Okay. Now I want to try to do this is like your sternum. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit lighter in the center here and keep going down. And wait a minute, let me see something. Kind of still want to work on this beard line just a little bit. I might just touch that up another time. I think that's fine. Or we can just leave it like that. I think that actually worked. All right. What I need now is I need to get that red back because I need that now. And for that, I'm going to go to the forehead. I drop that forehead. That should give me. It's there. It's in the red. It just doesn't look red. You know what? Let me just eye drop the forehead at the beginning because we kind of messed. You can see on the wheel it's in the red, but it doesn't look red, does it? That's okay. Don't worry about that. You'll see all kinds of colors when you if you eye drop an actual picture, you'll see all kinds of colors. You don't think it's the same color. It fools even me sometimes. I always doubt it, but I'm like, nah, let me just trust it, okay? Computer would know. Let's see. If I go 100% strength, well, not really. That's just darker brown. Let's let's adjust it. Let's adjust it ourselves now. I want a little bit more than that. Maybe closer to that. It was a salmon color. I'm gonna try to find that color again. That'll be more orange-ish. Yeah, something like that. And then we'll just lower the strength to it was 14, I believe. Yeah, something closer to that. And then try to desaturate it just a little bit. All right. Okay, muscles. Try to do, I'm gonna add some red to all the muscles. Try to keep the like this part right here that's closer to the rib cage. Try to keep that a little bit more yellow-ish, but not too yellow. We've learned our lesson, okay? Hang on a second, because I didn't realize I was so low on the camera. There we go. What happened there? All right. Maybe a little bit more than 14. Yeah, that's closer to the forehead where we were. Let me make the radius bigger so we can cover a bigger area. I said I'm pretty sure this person is not going to have his shirt off at all, but I definitely want to get better at doing color zones in the on the body because that's something that I don't do often. So when the time comes to have somebody who has a scene like that, or just doing a character in general that shows a little bit more skin, we have that right. We have it correct. We can do it right without having to figure things out as much. Okay, it's the goal. Just general improvements. It's extremely subtle, but it's there. I can see that it's a little closer to the forehead, which is just fine. We don't want to add anything to the abs. We want to make that, we want to make those a little bit lighter. So we're going to go with this color instead. Definitely going to fix these seams. These seams should not be visible. I know there's a thing. I just forget how to do it. I got to look at my notes. We'll be back for that. We got to do the eye. I think this, as far as that, it's just the a specular map for the eyes, so that way they can have the reflection of the environment in them on the cornea or retina. No, the cornea. No, the retina, and then both anyway, and color them in, okay, and then the eyes will be done. We don't have to retopologize them. They can you can leave them like that. There are very few polygons altogether, so we'll be just fine with that. Okay, I'm just gonna try to make them a little bit. Okay, I'm seeking lightness now. What the world? Maybe we had a little bit too many brush strokes there. All right. Just a little bit lighter. And this is where all the fat. You're gonna have a fat pad here, even though your abs are worked out. You're still gonna have a little bit of fat right there. So I try to make it a little bit lighter. Okay, and we can make it pop a little bit with this. This is as far as we're gonna go. We don't need to go any lower than this. I'm not really sure how to do the arms, but we can leave the outs. Well, we can make maybe we can put red on the outside except for the elbow because that's a bony landmark. We can definitely put yellow there, and then make the inside lighter because that at least on my arm, this side is lighter than this side. You can see right there, and that's and I have a Wolverine arm, so you could probably if you want, you could probably put purple there. I'll probably just use red though. Okay, let's see what we got now. Okay, now that I have adjusted, that's what the problem was. We did. Anyways, what are we at? Okay, that's dark, that's light. Fine. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna get the bicep, at least part of it, front part. I'm just gonna make just a slight red tinge on the front to make it look a little darker, and then I'm gonna put yellow on the inside and on the elbow. I say I'm not super great at the color zone body. I've only really practiced the face, and I'm still trying to perfect that. But yeah, this is what we're going to do for now. Just make it a little bit. Just try to match the forehead a little bit. I can see. I'll probably make the tricep a little bit more red. This little piece of meat right here on the forearm. I don't know what that muscle is called. And the bicep. I would recommend not like laying down color until you can see it because you can go too far. I've already done that a couple times today, so I'm just gonna trust my instincts on this one and just stop when I feel like it's slightly red enough. I can tell that it's matching the forehead. There's a lot of red in there and on the chest, so maybe we can stop here. I think that's good. We don't have to go too far with it. I can already see the yellow that we put there in the on the rib cage and a little bit on the abs. We could probably mix some red into the abs too, just like on the front a little bit. Wait, this is yellow, isn't it? Don't worry about that. So we did that before, but with the wrong color. See how long it takes to work it back when you can't just undo it. Too many strokes. I got, like I said, 10. 10 is my limit. But we did it. We worked it. About one or two more times. Okay. All right, now we're gonna go back to yellow. And I'm gonna try to get the inside of the arm and the hand. I'm gonna brighten the hand just a little bit too. Why is it so shiny? You definitely gotta look at the material used here. Should be that shiny. It could be the. I might have to adjust the subsurface scattering maybe a little bit. All right. Make the inside of the arm just a little bit lighter because that's going to be the part that's not going to get a lot of sun. Just a little bit. Now I'm going to try to get the entire hand. This is going to be light no matter what. We could probably go higher. Yeah, that's good enough. Right about there. We don't get the other side there. I feel like the fingers are turned a little bit too far. Should be fine, I think. All right. Now you can see the difference. We already have subsurface scattering active. We did not work on the legs, so it kind of looks like that. But you can see that the abs kind of match that same shading almost, and we didn't even work on those yet. Oh yeah, and we need the elbow just a little bit. Actually, no, the elbow should be darker, not lighter, right? Yeah, knees and the elbow should be darker. Maybe I'll put purple for that. Uh, or the color that we used here. Let's try that. Just a little bit, and then the rest. You know, this bone is like a bone that runs there. You could probably put a little bit of yellow there. I need yellow back. We're gonna go to the collarbone again. Uh-oh. May have made it dark enough to where we're not gonna get that color back. But I already know what the color is. It's basically a beige, so it's not really a big deal there. Or we could just use this as is and then lighten it and saturate it. That'll give us the same thing. Observe. See? That's pretty much the color we were looking for. It's just a little darker because it's on the skin. Oh yeah, and the knuckles too. Yeah, that's I guess they could be lighter. I mean, oh yeah, hold on, wait. The bone. Let me go radius. Let me make this slightly up and down. Oh, that's a little too much. We forgot to adjust the strength. 14. That's pretty much where we're at here. Okay. Just a little bit. There's a bone there. So we make it slightly yellow. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put the cloud texture on. That's okay, because we've been blending it. That's okay. That's not a big deal. But you want to do that because that actually helps blend in better. I can touch that up. I can touch it up later. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the knees now. Make those slightly brighter. I already did that side because it's on mirror. This is light too. Let's go ahead and lighten that up. Back of the knees. Just ever so slightly. What in the world? All right, and the Achilles, of course, and the heel. Let's go ahead and just lighten all that up. Yeah, I'm gonna trust the strength because, like I said, we every time I turn it up, think I can't see it. Next thing I know, I'm going too far. Let's go ahead and just leave it at 14 and just. Now we didn't. I didn't do a lot to the feet, so the toes look very unrendered. They're gonna be in a shoe, but starting the next sculpt, I figured out a way how to make the toes like the hands. You know, they're not gonna be rigged because there's no point. But if I ever do decide to rig in the future, the feet will be ready to be rigged because they'll have the details. So the feet are gonna be better from here on out. I just do them like I do them like the hands now. Okay, and let's see, what did I say? One oh, yeah, that's fine. And I'm just gonna light the feet up with this strength here. I don't have to be super light, but there it is. Okay, now we're gonna go back to 14 because we don't want to overdo it. Gotta make these a little bit more red. Just meat on them bones. It's very slight, very subtle. It'll just look like shades of brown, which is good. Oh yeah, I guess I can do the calves too. And this is very undefined. I didn't really do much to the back of the leg there. That's a muscle that I'm going to have to define a little better next time. I'm not really sure. Because like this is like he's diesel front up front, but then his back, his thighs in the back, his hamstrings. I have references for that. I just didn't go too crazy with it. You know, that's not like a lack of knowledge. I just didn't really go too far with it. It's, this back muscles, which is probably they were the most defined, but as you can see, they kind of well, actually no, they're still the most defined. What am I talking about? I went too far with the back because I was trying to make sure that I got all the muscle groups, and when you kind of focus in on any muscle group, really, it's going to really make them look stronger than you intend if you do it too if you go too far. It's kind of what I did here. It wasn't supposed to be this cut up, but oh well. Let's go with it at this point. Is there anything else? You want to do the knuckles? I don't think the well, I mean knuckles aren't really super light, right? Well, maybe. I think it's just the way the light hitting it. And I'm looking at it kind of in the dark. I light them up just a little bit. They only really will you light when you're bald when you have them balled up. And I'm lighter in complexion than this guy, so it's kind of a moot point. But I can do the fingernails. See, you got a little bit of a thing there that I didn't see, but I'm gonna leave that. Now we can lighten these up. Matter of fact, we can light them up even more. Probably lighter than this. Yeah, okay. You're gonna have little little hues of red in there too. So yeah, that's gonna have to be done better next time. But this, like I said, I've already solved these problems in my sculpt study. There's some webbing right there. I'm just gonna have to deal with it now because we already baked it. Some webbing and no, actually I think that's just the seam that makes it look weird. Yeah, we're going to adjust. We're definitely going to address that. All right. Oops. That's two different tones right on top of each other, right in the center there. I didn't even click it that much. What in the world? That was like 4 times. That I had to hit undo. I don't know what happened there. Truly. That's what two. I'm going to do 297. Okay, that's all right. There. That way I only have to do one thing. One pass, and it's the same color as the others, okay? That's pretty much double what I did. Since I'm doing two. That thumb could be better, but it's a very angular thumb. It's probably an issue with the retopology. Oh no, no, never mind. I don't know. It's hard to tell when it's the seam and when it's something that I accidentally did. I don't know anymore. That's all right. We'll be all right. Okay. Do I even? There really isn't much here to do because it didn't. Some of the things didn't transfer over. And on top of that, these are like they're just basic feet, really basic. These are like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas feet. Okay, so I'm just gonna just kind of just paint what nubs are there. All right, leave it at that. You see that the foot's there. I could probably, if I ever need to use that particular foot as a reference, then I can just have the angle down and then just make it look more like a foot myself. Okay. All right. All right. We're getting there. There's really not much left to do with the texture. I'm still doing the clothes though. I'm debating whether or not I want to show that again because we've already tread that ground. I just have to redo it because I messed it up. I messed it up by baking it wrong, and I have to redo them. But this texture is done, and all I have to do is just texture the clothes. You have not seen that, so you'll probably see that, and we'll just use the olive drab hues for that. Keep it at that. So yeah, that's what we got so far. We got to do the eyes and we got to do the hair, and we'll be done. We'll be finally done with this. Okay, finally done. Click that. Just want to save it. I want to look at it in orthographic view. Okay, wait, we got to save the image. If you don't save this image, the next time you open your mesh and you didn't save it, then you'll lose that progress on the image. Okay, so make sure you always save both the image and the the actual file, and save the image as Targa because that's a video game standard if that's the project you're doing. Okay. Um, let's see how it looks rendered. See what we got here. Yeah, see the ribs are lighter. Take a look at the hand, even though it's not in the light. But I did paint the nails. Yeah, they're there. The seams are there still. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna address that. The palms probably could be lighter. Maybe I'll work on that tomorrow because I'm going to call it here. But this is what we got so far. It's like coming along pretty nice. All right, are we good? Yep, everything is saved. All right. Thank you all for hanging out in the stream, checking out the artwork that we're doing here, playing catch up. I'm going to try to return tomorrow and continue on. Okay, and this Friday, of course, will be the Franchise Friday continuance. So look forward to that if you're interested. Until then, I'm gonna go for now, and I'll try to see you tomorrow.